Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and a bit of Thomas the Tank Engine, why not? Actually I should call it Thomas and Friends because we've had the release of the 80th anniversary edition, so you may have already been playing that, you might not have picked it up yet, you might not even be planning to pick it up yet, but we did the story mode. If you didn't see that and you want to know what the new expansion is like from the narrative perspective, I'll put a little link to that coming up now in the top corner, so you go and watch that. That's the complete story from the expansion. But today we would do something a little bit different and we'd pop into free roam, because everyone's been telling me that Brighton was the original home of Thomas, and so therefore I've set up a little free roam on the East Coastway, and we're going to go from Brighton, which is where we are right now, and we're going to take Annie and Clarabelle and actually a full house of passengers, it looks like, and we're going to go down to Seaford. It's about 11 miles, something like that, so we'll have a chance to take Thomas up to speed and see what he can do outside of the story mode, which, you know, is one of the most useful features of this DLC and quite a number of the local DLCs that we get as well. So I'm going to come out of the photo mode. I'm already in the cab. Shall we take a look outside? Plenty of people going about the business at Brighton. Quick toot of the horn. Now, I think all the passengers are already loaded, but let's open the doors anyway. I'll just show you. Annie and Clarabelle are here. It's a full house, as I said. Standing room only. Yeah. Oh, there's a couple of seats. There's one or two seats, but there's not many. We'll get underway, shall we? And let's see how we get on. We should be able to get all the way down to Seaford with no problems, because this is free roam. So there's nothing else on the track. It's not a scenario. I've literally just spawned in at Brighton, and we're going to go down there all the way. 11 miles down to Seaford. Seaford platform 2, as you can see. So we can get up to 25 out of Brighton station, so let's do that. The sound is very good under the canopy there at Brighton station. I quite like that. Green lights all the way, or it should be. With no stops, by the way. No stops on the way down. This is free roam, so I literally just set the path all the way down to Seaford, so we don't need to worry too much about that. So it's just an enjoyable little run in the home of Thomas. So, what do you think of the Thomas DLC? If you've had a chance now to watch the videos or play it yourself, what do you reckon? Like I was saying in the news video, I was a little bit disappointed we didn't get any more additional friends of Thomas as part of this DLC. I think that would have been really good. But, you know, who knows? That could be coming in the future. We'll keep our fingers crossed. If you're a Thomas fan, I'm sure these DLCs that keep coming out are filling that gap that you had. And here he is on the East Coastway. I've seen a couple of people running him on the London commuter as well, which, by the way, also, as you know, leaves from Brighton, but that goes all the way to London Victoria, which is a bit of a trek, isn't it, for Thomas? I don't know what his top speed is. We can get up to 55 shortly. I'm going to give it a try, you know. I think the East Coastway, if I recall correctly, is pretty flat, so we're not going to get a chance to run downhill anywhere in particular, but we'll see. But yeah, let's just enjoy the run. Is it me, or does Annie and Clarabelle always look miserable? Do they ever smile? We can't actually see Annie, can we? Not much we can't. Oh no, she's even worse, look. What's that all about? As we go into the tunnel. Look, they're in the wrong job, aren't they? Shall we see if we can get up to speed? I've got my finger right down on the accelerator right now. Of course, this is the simplified controls with Thomas, so you literally accelerate and brake. There's no reverser, there's no safety systems. You literally rip and roar it, which is good. Which is good for our younger players that are coming into TSW. We don't have to worry about a regulator or any of the steam. What's happened to that guy's hair, by the way? He's thinning a little bit since I last looked at him. Anyway, not to worry. We're not here to criticise somebody's haircut. Yeah, simplified controls. So you know, it's accessible to most people now, which is quite good. You might experience a little bit of difference if you go from playing Thomas up to one of the regular engines that we've got, or locos or units. We've got 70 now. We're not accelerating very fast though, I must admit. Thomas's little wheels are going around as fast as he can go. We got these two liveries. We got the one that everybody knows, the blue, and we got this one, which is his birthday surprise livery, and one of his original, the original livery. What's your favourite? I think I still like the blue, I must admit. I think the blue's better. I don't know, maybe this hasn't grown on me yet. But in the story mode, he just has this paint job just done, but it looks a bit weathered. It's literally weathered the minute he comes out of the shed in the story mode after he's had it done. So I don't know what kind of a job they've done on it, but it looks alright. It looks alright. If we talk about green engines, I'd rather have Henry or Percy. It's a shame that we've got two liveries for Thomas, and we've got plenty of other little additions we could have had in from the world of Thomas and Friends. But like I said at the beginning, hopefully they're coming. Who knows? 10 miles to Seaford. That will rapidly reduce once we turn in the direction. You can see we were 11 when we left Brighton, but it's not gone down any. That's because Seaford, of course, is off to our right hand side. If I just pull up the map, there's us, and this is where we're going down. You can, of course, go all the way up here to Eastbourne, but we're not doing that. We go through Lewis, then just after Lewis, we will turn off on the branch down to Seaford. These dials do work, by the way. Well, the speed does. You can see the speed matching what is in the hood. The steam, I presume this is the steam chamber, or one of these is. It's just kind of a representation of the steam. You can't actually do anything, I don't think, in the cab. There's not a lot you can click. I don't think there's anything. So it literally is rip and roar. But it's fine. Past Brighton and Hove Albion's football ground up there. There it is. Is it still the Amex Stadium? I'm not sure. Into the tunnel. So this DLC, actually, I noticed on PlayStation, I can't remember the price, I think it was meant to be, was it meant to be $9.99? I saw it was $7.99 on PlayStation. So, have I just misremembered what the price was, or was the price reduced? I saw it on the PlayStation 5 at $7.99 today, and I thought, I'm sure it was $9.99, unless I'm getting the dollars mixed up with the pounds and pence. Could be. But, yeah, it's a bit of fun. I've always said this about the Thomas stuff. It's a bit of fun. I've had a bit of fun with the original. I think this expansion, I'm not really sure about this expansion. I don't think it brings a lot. And if you haven't played it and you do watch the video with the story mode expansion, I played through that and I thought, I've got to be honest, I did think that it didn't bring a lot to the story. I don't want to say I got bored, but I think in the original story from the Thomas DLC that we got, I was quite into it. I was quite interested to see how the story was going to pan out and what was going to happen and what Diesel was going to get up to, as he usually does. He usually gets up to something bad, doesn't he? But then with this, I don't know. Not sure. I wasn't as engaged with the story mode on this one, which is a shame. So, yeah. But $7.99, it depends whether you think it's worth it or not. If you're a Thomas fan, it definitely will be. But I said we weren't going to go downhill. We are, actually. Got a 1.1% gradient. I don't think I've played the East Coastway for quite a bit, I'll be honest with you. It's easy to forget. We've got so many routes these days. There he is with his famous blink. Look at his wheels going there. Look at that. We're only doing 66. Go on, Thomas. You can do it. You can do it. The lamps are working now, by the way. They weren't working very well. It was a bit sporadic with the first DLC, but they fixed it. So there, you can turn his headlamp off. I think you can turn his tail light on and off as well, in the usual way. Maybe it won't let me do it because we've got Annie and Clarabelle. In fact, do they have a tail light? No, they don't. I think in the world of Thomas and Friends, there might be different rules about lighting, perhaps. Let's reduce the speed because we're approaching Lewis, which is 10 miles an hour all the way through, as you can see in the HUD on the top right. Snip back into Thomas's cab. $7.9 to go. Start to see the hills now, just beyond Lewis. Let's slow it right down. We'll see the ruins on the right hand side, just as we're approaching Lewis Station. Which I always thought, I remember when I first saw those, because I'm not familiar with this route in real life, and I saw those ruins and I thought it's great. We've got some ruins as well on the West Coast Mainline South, haven't we, as well? But a nice touch when things like that get put into the route. I mean, they should, because they're right next to the track, but I'm a big fan of that kind of thing. Right, we've got the 10 board right here, so let's do this properly, if we can. Although, I'm not too worried about points on a free roam, I must admit. I'm long past caring about the points, I'll be honest with you. But we'll do our best to respect the rules where we can. A few people stepping out on the platform to see us come through. His headlight's a bit bright, isn't it? That's a decent headlight, that. Let's just follow the platform along. It's a great view, this. One thing I find about going in the cap of Thomas and using that view, just like this, it's not bad visibility actually, because he's got a little round sort of porthole window, but just steam trains in general, in TSW and in TS Classic actually, I tend to play like this from the outside. It's just better visibility. Especially the other steam trains in TSW, there's not a lot to see. They have very narrow windows, don't they? So I'm glad we've got these different views. I mean, we don't just have this one, we can actually, of course, flick through the different views. This is quite a good one, especially somewhere like Lewis, where you've got all these junctions sort of intertwining with each other. That's a good view. Give another toot as we get into the 20 zone. Yeah, so you see the visibility is not bad from Thomas. That's a little bit different for a steam train. But again, he's meant to be easy to drive, isn't he? Compared to everything else, so. Right, up to 40 before we turn off Seaford. got the 12-car stop board there. Is that real? Why is there a stop board there? I've never noticed that before. What would we have that was 12 cars that would stop there? Or is it for a signal? Not sure. Could be for a signal. Anyway, right, come on, let's get up to speed. 60. But a 40 as we turn off. And we should get everybody down to Seaford for the day. What time is it? 10:15 in the morning. Lovely day. For the free roam, I took the dynamic weather off. And I also set the time of day, the season I should say, to early August, just to give us that summery look as we make our way down. Here's the signal for the turn off, so we'll get down under the 40 and we can soon speed up again. So off to the left, you carry on down to Eastbourne. There we go for the full 70, so let's give it full acceleration, see how we get on. Quick toot for the passengers. Have the passengers cheered up? Annie and Clarabelle are not so happy, but what about the passengers there? I don't know. I see what else we need as well. What we're doing here as well is, especially for a Thomas DLC, we need children passengers, don't we? There's no kids. They're all adults. So that's a thing across the whole TSW sort of platform, isn't it? But you know, especially where there's a Thomas train involved and Thomas and friends, you would expect there to be some kiddies there travelling, all excited about going on the favourite steam engine. But that's not a thing yet. I don't know if there's a plan to do that actually. It might be difficult, but I'm not sure. Right, we're up to 57. On this East Coastway route, I like this part the best, rather than the run down to Seaford, the run down to Eastbourne, I'm sorry. For some reason, I don't know why. I quite like running down this part. Quite scenic, isn't it, amongst the hills, then you come up against the coast. Not far off. Let me just get the camera view correct. Where I want to be. There we are. How's that? That's good. And we're just right at the 60 where we need to be as we come through this next station. But we're making good time. We're doing alright. If you've got this DLC or the original Thomas DLC and you're brave enough to do the London commuter, as I mentioned at the start, if you go from Brighton all the way to Victoria, let me know, and also let me know how long it took you to do it, because I'd be interested. That's a fair old trek that, at this speed, because he's not getting much faster than this in a straight line, you know. We need to be at 60, but he's struggling to get upwards of 55 without a hill to help out. But that's fine. We'll get everybody there in one piece at least. .8 miles we got. So I don't know if you use the free roam very much, but I don't use the free roam very much. It's just for things like this, but it's a very good idea. And I'm pleased you can do it. The only thing about the free roam is, of course, you don't get any other traffic. So we won't see any traffic as we make our way down to Seaford, which is a shame. So you've got to set up a scenario for that, of course. And some of the runs we've done where we've put locals or units on tracks where they're not really meant to be there. And I'm thinking of the Pendolino on the West Coast Main Line, Preston to Carlisle. I've created scenarios for that, so you can create scenarios for this too. And I'm sure on Creators Club there's going to be a few scenarios turning up quite soon. for this new expansion. So keep your eye out for that. But free roam, yeah, free roam's good just for going from A to B, like a quick drive. It's a pity some of the Train Sim Classic quick drives come with AI traffic on the route, so you don't need to necessarily always create a scenario in TS Classic. It'd be nice if we could, you know, do a quick drive on here, a free roam, and click a button that said, you know, put some AI traffic on, and it could randomise some traffic from this route, for example. So, you know, we might see the 66 because we're coming up to the aggregates depot any minute now on the right hand side. It'd be nice if we could see that, or, you know, we could see a couple of the other units that are running up and down on this line. But yeah, that's not a thing so far, so I don't know, maybe for a future, dare say it, future TSW, if we get one, that'd be a good idea. But we're doing okay, and I've realised we've got a 35 at this signal, so let's get the anchors on. You can just see the board there, just beyond the signal. Here it is. We're going to be a little bit fast, but it's fine. The Topham Hat isn't watching us on this route. He's still at the West Somerset Railway, I think, keeping an eye on what's going down there with Mr. Peters, and you won't know what the heck I'm talking about unless you've played the story mode or you've watched the videos. I've got both full walkthroughs of the story mode from both the Thomas DLCs, just in case you haven't seen them. So the original DLC, I think it was over 3 hours of story mode. I think with this 80th anniversary story mode, it's just over an hour and a half. There was only 3 chapters in this, so this one was much shorter, but both are on there, so if you watch them back to back, you'll get the full narrative for both DLCs. So if you want to do that, if you've not seen them already or you've not played it for yourself, then feel free to do that. They're all on the channel. Don't forget as well, and I'll put a little link to it now, with the first Thomas DLC, I did create my own little Thomas story, which is set in and around Preston, which involves the Pendolino and Diesel up to his old tricks. That was just a little pet project that I did, so if you want to watch that, you can have a laugh at me trying to do everybody's character voice very badly. It was quite funny because I was filming Thomas's voice, and then I was filming one of the other characters' voices, and by the time I came back to Thomas, I couldn't remember how I did Thomas's voice. So we had to go back and listen to how I'd done Thomas's voice. There you go. I'll never be a voiceover artist. It just wouldn't happen. But there you go. I gave it my best shot, and it was good fun. It was good fun, actually. It took me a whole day, though, to write the script, first of all, film the different pieces across Blackpool branches and the Preston Carlisle route, and then do the voiceovers to fit in with the pieces of filming that I'd done on the route. It was quite an effort, really, for a video that I think lasted, was it between 5 and 8 minutes? I think it was. It wasn't a long one, but putting it all together, yeah, it was a nice little project, and a lot of you watched it. I think nearly 5,000 of you watched it, which I was grateful for. And I had some nice feedback, but there you go. I just thought I'd create my own story, and it worked out all right. And everybody was friends in the end, as they always do end up being at the end of a Thomas story. Anybody that falls out with each other during the Thomas stories always makes up at the end, don't they? It's a very well-natured set of stories, isn't it, really? So there you go. Hopefully you'll go and watch that as well if you've not seen it. Right, we've only got a mile to go. This is our last station before Seaford. We do have a 15 coming up as well, just before our final destination. We had the coastline, by the way, over to our right hand side. That crept up on us while we were talking. Here's a yellow, no safety systems, as I mentioned, so we don't get a warning about that. We've just got to pay attention to the signals. I'm going to bring the speed down ever so slightly. But it's good fun. The Thomas DLC is good fun. Don't take it too seriously if you're a long-time player of TSW, and you'll enjoy it. And if you don't buy it when it comes out at full price, it'll be on sale quite soon, I would expect. So you can always pick it up later and just add it to your collection. I mean, I know there's some of you out there that have probably bought it, but just don't admit it. Come on, there's a few of you. Don't give me that. Do not give me that. And I don't blame you. Right, got the 15, which is right at the entrance to the station. Lovely day on the coastline, as you can see. We got like a yacht out there before. I've never noticed that before. I presume that yacht is static, but I've never noticed that. Here we are. This is Seaford. Let's reduce because we don't want to have an argument with the buffers. So Topham would definitely not enjoy that. He would tell us off. And we would need a new paint job after that. So anyway, the stop marker that I've done in the free roam actually is stopping up here. So we will just make sure we land on it somewhere. The regular services, of course, go all the way down to the bottom of the platform. I'm going to open the doors. Nobody gets off in free roam. But people are coming up to have a look. I don't know whether they'll get on, actually. I don't think they will. Are they all walking up the platform? A couple of them are. A couple of them are interested just to have a quick look. But there we go. That is our little trip down from Brighton, the original home of Thomas, all the way down to Seaford. Hope you've enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the DLC if you picked it up. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.